You've talked to the walls.
Today, he's belting out a happy tune.
Tennessee.
But last week,
with a suitcase of songs,
the 75-year-old taxi driver was singing the blues.
Felt like somebody kicked me in the head or in the stomach.
B.J. Roberts of Victoria has been driving a cab off and on for the past 55 years.
I was in the Army and they weren't paying that much money, so I wanted to buy a guitar, so I drove my first cab May 3rd, 1957 for Island Taxi.
He loves it, especially picking up his peers.
Some seniors are not too well off, and when they take the cab, it's probably the only person they're going to talk to that's maybe a friendly voice in their life.
But an unfriendly experience was waiting for BJ. Friday, January 17th, 6:10 p.m. at Victoria General Hospital. The client wanted to go to Nanaimo.
He got in the car and he says, $100 to Nanaimo. And I said, no, it's about 200. And he said, oh, I've had an accident. I lost my jacket and wallet. Can I use your phone to phone my mother? Dial the number and he says, Mom, it's over $200. Oh, on your visa? Okay. All right, we'll see you in an hour and a half.
BJ was told to drive to Nanaimo Regional General Hospital, where the client said his mother worked. When they arrived, BJ waited in the cab.
My second mistake was not to go with him.
He waited 5 minutes for the man to return. Then BJ began getting a feeling that something was up.
I went in and looked around. I couldn't find him. So then I phoned the police and gave them all my information. I said, I just got taken for $221. I felt dejected and down. We don't make that much money, especially in this day and age, because the economy's down. I've never been stiff, other than small fares, you know, and there's no point in, you know, trying to get $5 or $6 fare, forget about it, take the loss and go.
But when BJ turned to leave for the long trip back to Victoria, suddenly a stranger approached him.
Take this. And I said, what's that? He said, that's $225. I want you to have it. I said, sir, I made the error and you shouldn't be paying for my mistakes. He said, no, I insist that you have it. I said, are you sure? I'm very sure. And as he's handing me the money, he said, I used to be a cab driver when I was a young man, and I got stiffed a couple of times, and I know the feeling. So I took the money and I shook his hand. I said, what's your name? And he said, that's not important. You go from one low spectrum of life to the high spectrum of life when you find someone, a good Samaritan with that kindness in his heart. Around about 50 years.
The kindness in the stranger's heart put a song back in BJ's heart.
Gone crazy with heartaches and tears.
Not only is BJ Roberts a veteran cab driver, he's also a veteran country singer.
With Johnny and Waylon and Chris, you were the real highwayman.
This country singing cabbie's story may take another interesting turn.
And forth through good friends.
Producers of The Ellen DeGeneres Show saw his story in the Times Colonist. They contacted BJ and said they were interested in having him on the show.
I thought someone was playing a joke on me because someone phoned me from Warner Brothers Los Angeles North. It would be something else. It would be really something else.
Despite the generosity of that anonymous stranger and the possibility of appearing on Ellen, BJ's a little sad that he's become a bit guarded with his passengers.
I'm looking twice nowadays when people get in my cab, as I didn't before. I was just, and I'm not that type, it's not my nature to be that way. I try to be kind to a lot of people. When it comes to someone going on a long trip like that, excuse me, they're gonna have to show me the dough. And that's too bad.
So you think you might want to write a country song about this experience?
You never know, I might. You've done some with Ray Charles, Julio, Kid Rock, Brenda Lee.
In Victoria,
Willie, I'm asking.
This is the Kahan.
You do one with me.